So I just wanted to make a few short videos on some options that you have in creating this column. So this is the column that we made. It's made out of three essential pieces. We have the cube on the top, the cube on the bottom, and then we have the column center. The column center was a bridge between two toruses. These things have been grouped together with the pivot point at the bottom so that they'll act as one as one unit. This can also be seen in the outliner window where we have the entire column and then the two cubes underneath it. We can collapse either one of these. The first thing that I wanted to talk about here was the idea of modifications to the shape of this column. Notice that there are no edges along the length of this column, which means that it can't really be modified at all. We need edges and vertices in order to do that. So one thing that we could do is just go to the Insert Edge Loop tool, and let's just open up the options here. And we can, in the Insert Edge Loop tool, we can make these an equal distance from edge, which means that that the edge loop is going to maintain an equal distance. So all you really have to do is click somewhere on here, and you can slide this and put this edge loop anywhere that you want. When you do that, of course, you're going to get some vertices on there. So let's just select our vertices, and I'll pick these, and these then can be scaled up or down to change the shape of this. So notice that the shape is still pretty angular. Even if I hit the 3 key, let's pick this as an object. If I hit the 3 key, you can see it's going to scale a little bit for me. And so that's going to give me a little bit of a bulge in the center. All right. The other way that you can use the Insert Edge Loop tool is to insert multiple edge loops. And you can plug in however many edge loops you want, and that will place them equidistant along the surface that you're putting them in. So if I put, say, 6 edge loops in here and then click on here like I did before, it evenly spaces 6 edge loops for me. So what I'm going to do here is select the vertices. I'll just select these vertices, and I'm going to shift and select these vertices, and I'm going to scale them. Now, if I just scale them from the center, it's going to push them up and down, because it's going to scale away from the pivot point. At this point, I only want to scale them on the X and Z axes. So the way that I can do that is to hold the Control key down and then click on the Y axis manipulator. So Control, basically blocks the manipulator that you choose. So if I scale up on with the Control key on this manipulator, it's only going to scale those on the X and Z axis. So let's take this, and we can scale this one up. And then when I hit the 3 key, you can see that I've got a modified look to this column. So those are some things that you can do, just with the shape of the column. One thing that's important to remember is that there's a difference between vertices and edges. And especially when you want to delete something that you've inserted or delete an edge, you want to make sure you delete the vertices along with it. So, for example, let's say I wanted to get rid of this edge, I can come in and select the edge and double click, and that's going to give me the whole edge there. And I can hit delete, and the edge is gone. But notice how if I look at the vertices still stay behind. So those are hanging vertices that don't represent any kind of an edge, and they don't belong in your model at all. So I have to delete those as well. If you want to delete them in one shot, what you can do is select the edge, double click to select the edge. Up in the Edit Mesh tool set is a tool called Delete Edge / Vertex, and that will get rid of both of them. Notice that there's a hotkey, Control plus Delete. So either way, I can select that, and that'll get rid of both of them. Or if I select this edge here and hit Control plus Delete, that will also get rid of the edges and the vertices. So that just goes in the category of careful modeling.